All right, everybody, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. Today's a special day for Brain Fresh because I have a collaboration today. I'm collaborating with Ivory Howard. She is going to set us up with, um, oh my gosh, nice restorative movement that we can use after, during, before our busy days. And I'm going to give you 6 brain tips that we can all use in our busy days to help our focus so that we can put in our days what's really important to us and we don't waste time on things that are not important to us. So let's go. So it'll be Ivory and myself. I'm going to start and go about 20 minutes or so. Here's our bios. I'm glad to share these afterwards if you would like to know more about us, and we'll share our links and ways to contact us afterwards. So today I'm going to go over brain tips for vitality in a busy day for busy women. And then Ivory's going to walk us through some restorative movements for us busy women that, I have like some days I get home and I'm like, oh, I just need to kind of release that day. And I'm just not sure how to do it. So I'm glad to have Ivory today to walk us through that. So to get ready, just have, I would say, have some notebook, paper near you. And then Ivory's going to has asked us to have some water bottle, a yoga mat, or a towel, or something that you can have close to you. So when she starts her movement, part of this, then we will go from there. Okay. So let's go. So brain tips for the common challenges that we face as we work. We have so much to do during the day. Today is a day to learn. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing that we have to fix. We're just learning new tools. I know women go through a lot to get their work done throughout the days. You're total rock stars, but some days you just feel tired or toast. So we are going to add some new tools so that we can help you feel revitalized. And who is this for today? So this is for women, busy women that really want to help others, that really want to support their community, that want those days where they feel creative. You want to keep growing. I like the definition lately of vitality, and vitality to mean, when I look at that definition, it means living and growing. So today we're going to grow and learn and share some skills and tips so that we can improve our focus and then also use this restorative movement to recover or to enhance our days. Um, and it's nice to have some guidance on next steps. I'm really looking forward to Ivory sharing some tips for us. And it's also nice to have a safe place to learn where we can share our questions. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm glad to answer. Ivory will be watching as well. And as busy women, we want to feel like we have an impact. And the only way to do that is to care for ourselves and to feel valued ourselves and value ourselves. And I think, somebody that loves neuroscience, it's really important to give the brain what it needs to support our communities. And sometimes we want to just go, go, go and think that we don't have to have some restorative time. But we're going to go over those tips today. So we're going to go over today the power of brain wonder, just wondering, like, how can I help my brain? What can I do for my brain today to help me focus, to help me navigate busy days? And I'm going to share some of the tips that I have found personally really helpful to help me navigate a career in medicine, to find purpose and meaning in my days, and to stay, nimble and peaceful. I feel like work is sometimes like this picture, like, we're the beautiful flowers trying to poke through the muddy water. There's things in the water, there's nutrients in the water, but there's always maybe other things in the water. We're trying to figure out, how do we grow in these environments, right? So does this sound like you? Like, you remember, like, when you got that new job or you're walking into work, there were days where you're like, wow, this is exciting. I got a job. I'm ready to go. I have this joy about it. But then there's some days where you just had to work thinking, like, how am I going to get by this day? I just don't know how I'm going to find the energy for this day. And you hoped for more and you're feeling like a little stuck. Like, I'm just not sure, what to do, to go from here. I know I want to, keep being a doc and keep working hard, or keep being a person in tech, or person that teaches exercise. Like, what can we do? How can we learn some tools to help support our days? So welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Mary Rensel. I'm so glad you're here with me. And we're starting to go over these brain tips. And then Ivory Howard's going to walk us through. So thank you for sharing your time. I'm honored. But I love looking at the research like work and the brain, and it's really interesting to also sit back and think about when we work, we're actually exercising our brain. So work does have really positive consequences for our cognitive abilities, our problem solving abilities, but it can have negative consequences as well if we're feeling stressed and like we have no restorative time. So that's why we're meeting today to learn like how do we restore throughout the workday, after the workday, before the workday to get our brains ready to solve the big problems. So I want us to think about this flower, the image to the right here, that this flower is when you're planning your work week, I want you to think of like, what are you going to write in? I like to think of the flower like we saw that one image of just growing through the muddy water. How does it feel to be empowered, to feel creative, to feel informed, like you know how to make it through a busy week, to feel excited about the week, to feel brave. Like I can do this hard things, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to feel courageous and I'm going to value my whole self so that I can bring my best self. So we're going to keep seeing this image and kind of build the image. Here's my who I am. I'm Dr. Mary Rensel. I'm a neurologist. I'm a business coach. I'm a keynote speaker. I'm a mom of four. And I just love to share brain tips with busy folks because I know there's so many things you're doing to support your communities, your families, your workplace. And I like to share resources with others. I love the word empowered and I love the word creative. So I feel like when we feel empowered, when we feel like we have agency, we can take that step forward. And I also love to share brain tips with other people's. Like I like to say, brain vitality, how do we take some actions that really support our brain? So let's think about this flower. Like we are rocking it, we're living it, we're owning it, we're taking control over it. We are feeling empowered with neuroscience tools. All right, tip number one, surprisingly, is find fun throughout your week. So again, we're thinking of this flower like the schedule of your week. Do you have anything fun planned in the next 7 days? Because sometimes I know as a mom of four, just like rush through, do things that other people want me to do, kind of go through the schedule. And then at the end of the week, like, wait, did I have time for me? Was there a time I was laughing or I was with people I really enjoy their company? Did I go for a walk with a friend? Did I make some time to find fun? And why does that matter in a neuroscience sense? Fun is a very positive state for the brain because it is a time it's usually a physical activity. So gamers out there, I suppose you could challenge me on this one, but generally fun is when you're physically doing something with other humans. And when we're with other humans in a positive sense, we all share those emotions. So we raise our positive emotions. And when we raise our positive emotions, we have new perspectives and we can solve problems easier. Okay, so that's tip number one. You're going to schedule in your calendar, look in your next week. Do you have something fun planned? Okay, tip number two, protect your melon. So if we're just referring to our brain as our melon, some people do. I love brain, so I don't tend to call it a melon, but just for fun, we'll call it protect your melon. One thing we know that happens right now is that there are many, many channels of people that can gain our attention, right? So I counted at work one day and I had 12 ways that people could find me, whether it be email or special channels on our EMR. I'm a physician, so I'm always on the computer with, communicating with other people. So there's that and just phones and my phones. So there are 12 ways that people could get to me. And I feel like it's almost like if you opened all your doors and windows of your house, you just let anyone in that wants to come in. So that's what can happen with our attention through our day. And we have to close off and just let people in that are important to us and set our goals for the day. So protect your melon, meaning your attention, your focus. Who are you letting take your attention? Of course, social media is a culprit where you could just doom scroll and just not even know, that an hour and a half goes by. So we have to protect that. The other thing we can do throughout our day is fine tune our energy. So that means taking small breaks. It's recommended is 10 minutes 3 times a day to open up our parasympathetic nervous system. So that's our relaxation system. And that means, um, that means, our relaxation, restoration. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if there's anyone in the queue. I'm getting asked if there's anyone in the queue. I don't see, because usually they're coming to me if they're in the queue. So I don't see anyone. I'm looking at the participants. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. No one's in the queue. Okay, excuse me for the break. Okay, so fine tune your energy. 10 minutes, 3 times a day, where we just take a break and we use our parasympathetic. So how could you do that? You could have a picture of people you love and just take a moment away from your desk and your tasks and think of something or somebody you really love. Maybe it's, you take out a crayon or a piece of paper and you just draw for a few minutes. Maybe you think of people you're grateful for. I've heard someone suggest, like, think of teachers that were really impactful for you. So all of that those are all ways that you can, oops, yeah, oops, go back. There we go. Those are ways you can kind of relax and oscillate your nervous system, your focus. You can go from very focused, task oriented to a wider perspective, because when you go back, you will be able to focus better. So that's the third tip, is to pencil in 3 breaks throughout your day for a little break from your focused work. Okay, so we have find fun, protect your melon, meaning especially your attention, and also 3 quick breaks throughout the day. Number 4, how do we align with what our brain does really well? We have to find some guardrails to just fill our days with things that we're really good at. So sometimes that means we actually have to say no to things, right? And that's okay. We can say no, or we live in our strengths throughout our day. So it's good to take a week and think, like, what part of my days did I feel really good about? Where did I feel really strong? Like I brought a lot to that situation, because the more we act in our strengths, like what our brain is really good at, we can really shine. And it's really important to know what your gifts are, what your strengths are. If you're not sure, there's something called Clifton Strengths. It's like $19 to just go online and do that and check, and it'll give you your top 5 strengths. But it's really great to build our strengths rather than trying to fix up what we're not that great at. We all, like, the brain would prefer to build on strengths. When we think of our negatives, we tend to want to avoid that, right? So when we're thinking of what we're good at, we want to build those strengths. And then we need to acknowledge the importance of belonging. That as humans, we want to make sure we belong with the people that we really hang out with, that we are with throughout the day, at work and at home. Do we feel like they value us? Do we value them? Are we feeding the team, building our team of strong people, supportive people, caring people around us? Because that is the key to our neuroscience. Everybody else's emotions are contagious to us. And so we absolutely need to be sure that the people we keep around us actually, number 1, have behaviors that we really want to emulate, and number 2, that they're supportive. So sometimes, and there's 3 more, but we're going to stick with the first 6 now. So when you're thinking about your week, I want you to think of those 3 in the yellow and 3 in the orange, so that you can prime your brain for creativity and to feel empowered. And, also the next 3 is to align with what you're really good at and to keep people around you that align with what's important to you. And so it's good to take a minute to take a piece of paper and just think, like, where are you with these? If you want to give yourself a 1 to 10 on these, or a red, yellow, green, we say, how are you with fun? Are you getting fun throughout your week? Sometimes you say, well, that's kind of a yellow. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So if you want to put it in the chat, is your fun? Would you say it's yellow? Is it green? Are you red? Do you need to book something? What do you think? But you go ahead and put it in the chat. Are you yellow, red, green for find your fun this week or the past week? I'll give you a minute. I do have a party scheduled tonight. I met my brother for coffee this morning. That was fun. I did a spin class. That was fun. Kind of, most of it. What do you think? Yellow, red, or green on find your fun? Pink. Of course. Someone said pink. We know who that is. You have to choose your own colors. That's fine. It's all good. How about protect your melon? Do you feel like you protect your focus? How is your distractibility? Because I was just reading a book called Focus by Dan Goleman. He's the father of emotional intelligence. So he talks a lot about the emotions and how productive we can be at work and how those are so intertwined. But he talks about when we're distracted, we don't feel happy. So I think a lot of times, like I'm saying at work, I have so many channels of ways that people can get to me. What do you think? How is your focus throughout the day? Are you protecting your melon, protecting your attention throughout the workday? Are you green, yellow, red on protect your melon? What do you think? What do you think? Feel free to put it in the chat. What do you got? We got a yellow. Thank you for those participating. I appreciate it. And then we're going to go to fine tune your energy. Does anyone here? Oh, we got a red. Okay. Yeah, I think that's great to know kind of where you are with letting people take our time and energy throughout the day, right? I mean, we're at work trying to get our things done. Yeah, yeah. So everyone, we're learning to protect our melon. So that's really important because attention is related to our focus, which is related to our feeling of happiness or not. And so it's all linked together. So if we're distracted, we feel unhappy. We feel kind of out of sorts. It's not our best time to get our work done. So we want to make sure we're watching that. Who are we letting in our days? And who are we sharing our attention with? So I know a lot of people, like before they're even out of bed, they're on social media, they're reading emails. So we want to protect that, right? Like imagine you only get 10 coins of focus throughout the day. And if you're already giving 3 or 4 or 5 early in the morning, then we're decreasing our ability to get our work done. Okay, how about fine tune your energy? Is anybody taking little breaks throughout the day to just kind of chill a little bit, deep breaths, look at a picture of people you love? Anybody taking that? How are we red, yellow, or green on fine tune your energy? What do you think? What do you think, team? I love that you're learning. Thank you. Yellowish. Yeah, I think that's great. So it's really important and it can be very quick. It doesn't, the recommendation is 10 minutes 3 times a day. And I know a lot of people say, I don't have that kind of time. But when you think, maybe you want to look at your screen time, every time I say like, I'm getting a lot of yellows on that one. That's good. So you're kind of there. But I think what it helps us know is that we can take charge of our neuroscience throughout the day. We can take time to kind of re-energize and have a wider perspective so we can go back and get our work done with more focus. So that's what the importance of fine-tune your energy is. So you can think about these, your red, yellow, green throughout the day and look at your opportunities to keep building those. I believe in you. Okay, so why does it matter? Again, we're just going to dig into these just for a few more minutes and then I'm going to turn it over to Ivory so she can give us some restorative movement, which will feel great. So why does it matter? Because people are feeling stuck, they're feeling overwhelmed, days are really busy, and adding fun into our week can actually help our focus and help our control because it can change our emotions from negative to positive. So all day long, we go between negative, positive emotions, and this is one way we can push ourselves over to a more positive emotional balance because that balance gives us focus, it gives us creativity and clarity of our next steps. There's 2 great books I recommend. One is called Positivity by Barb Fredrickson, and one is called The Power of Fun. Those are great if you want to dig into the research of this a little bit or get some more tips. So those are 2 great books. And then Protect Your Melon. Why? Well, the brain is our essence, right? It makes us who we are. It helps us share our gifts with the world. It helps us remember really special times that we've had in the past. So we want to protect our attention, our focus, and especially protect your melon, right? And we want to decrease our risk of burnout. We're hearing a lot about burnout in many different professions. And again, we want to use what we can and take these actions to tip ourselves into positive emotions because that is our creative zone, our fortified zone, excuse me, where we feel like we're ready for the day. And it's our more happy zone. Fine tune the energy. Why do we want to do that one? Well, again, days are long and we have this magical thinking at work a lot of times that we just go, right? We just like go through the day, don't take any breaks, get it done. But these little breaks can actually help us work more effectively, help our focus, help our creativity, help our clarity of our next steps. And if you want a great book that reviews that in way more detail and reviews the science of that, Dr. Boyatzis is here in Cleveland. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. And he has a book called Resident Leader. And he really walks through, functional MRI studies, brain imaging studies of leaders who would intentionally take these breaks and become more in tune with their emotions. They were able to, achieve their goals and to have a sustenance, to actually, keep at things longer and not want to just, get out. Like we're hearing with burnout, people just want to leave. So it's really important to think about where you are, red, yellow, green, with these little tips and tools that we can use throughout the busy workday. So we can think about it like a lily pad. And if you need a reminder, just think of PAD, like prime, align, and design. Use some brain wonder to design your schedule this week. Make sure that you're doing those actions that prime the brain for creativity and focus, and then align with your gifts and strengths. Which one's your favorite? Does anybody want to put their favorite? Which one they may try this week? What do you think? What are your faves? Let me know, and then we're going to move on. I love the fun one because I actually need reminders just to book that. So sometimes I'm like, where's my fun-o-meter? Do I have anything fun this week so far? So then we have to, maybe by Wednesday, I'm thinking like, what fun do we have scheduled for the weekend? I got to get something in the books. Your favorite step? Something you're going to try this week? Fine tune your energy. I love it. Yeah, it's minimal time, right? With a big bonus, a big kick to it. Little breaks. I love it. Yes, please. That's great. Brain will love that. It gives the brain time to refocus. So actually you can do more work. So that's kind of the paradox of a lot of these things, is we have to step away so the brain actually can work harder. Okay, so we talked about using some brain wonder to help us guide us through high-risk professions, 6 brain tips that help us find and feel more joy professionally. We can take action, we can see changes right away, and there's some solutions. So I'm glad you're willing to try some. We have choices. We don't have to maintain the status quo. We can do something different this week. And I love to think of it like you're providing a hammock for your brain. You can prime, align, and design these tools so you can support your own amazing brain and just live fully in your strengths. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to Ivory, who's going to walk us through. Ivory, are you good? Let's see. I think I can make you host. Yes. All right. Now I get to see everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Michelle. Okay, it's all you.
Hi. Great. Fantastic. Okay. 1 second. There we go. Kind of. Okay. As Mary mentioned, I am Ivory Howard. If you can't hear me, just let me know. I'm Ivory Howard. I'm based in Washington, D.C. And I teach yoga and Pilates. And today we will go through a gentle practice because I know that not all of us have the same Friday night. So I will lead you through a gentle practice. And if you want to challenge yourself during the practice, feel free. I'll give you options to do that if you want to take it up just a notch. But I do want to remind everyone that if you feel dizzy or you feel pain or you feel tingling at any point during the practice, then you should stop. We'll record the session, so you can always go back and try it again. But if you're not feeling well, just stop and all right. And if you feel comfortable, feel free to use your camera today, so that we can all see each other just as we would in a regular class today. If you feel comfortable, it's always great to see you on camera. Okay. All right. So for my part, I just want to mention that exercise is, of course, good for the brain too. Helps us reduce anxiety, depression. It can even help us reduce dementia, cognitive decline as we age. So it is a great activity for us to carry with us as we age. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. So I'm looking at you. Okay, great. So we'll get started with a couple of head rolls. And we'll start by going to the right. So we'll roll our heads to the right, big, big circles all the way around. And feel free to take it easy, no rush, move at your own pace. And we'll do 2 more in this direction to the right. All the way around, one more time. And then come back to center. And then we'll move to the left. Big, big circles. 2 more to the left. And come back to center. Oh, that feels amazing. I don't know. Just the start. Okay. All right. So then we'll move forward with body rolls. You can place your hands on your knees, wherever you are, and we're going to make big circles with our body. And we'll start by going to the right. Big, big circles all the way around. Yeah, perfect. And one more, and then we'll come back to center. Good. And then we'll move into towards the left. Body roll all the way around. Good. One more just like this. And then come back to center. Perfect. Okay. We'll lift the hands up on an inhale all the way up. And then exhale, go post your arms out to the side. Perfect. Just a little back bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Perfect. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go post the arms. Good. One more time. Inhale up and exhale. Perfect. All right. This time, inhale, lift the arms up. We'll take the right arm and we'll bend until our hand is on our head. Move this out so you can see me. Good. And then we're going to look towards the right. So just moving just a small amount, you can probably feel it already. So you don't have to go much deeper and challenge yourself here. Good. And then lower the arms. Perfect. Left side. Hand up. Bend the elbow. And then we're going to look up. Look towards the left. And you can go a bit deeper if you like. Good. And then come back to center. Lower down. Great. All right. All right. We'll come back to mountain pose where we lift the hands up. And then exhale. Go post the arms out. Perfect. Inhale up. And exhale out. Good. 2 more just like this. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. Perfect. Okay, shake it out. And we'll start moving into our twist today. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands in prayer. We're going to inhale, lean forward just a bit. Good. And then we're going to exhale, twist. You're going to place your left elbow into your lap. There you go. And look to the right. And as you're looking to the right, you can use your left elbow just like push a little bit deeper so that you can stack palm on top of palm and then twist a bit deeper. So with every inhale, you can lengthen your spine, and then with every exhale, you can go a little bit deeper. Take it at your own pace though. And then on the next inhale, we come up. Good, perfect. All right, so this time we're going to go to the left, hands in prayer. Inhale, lean forward, and exhale, twist to the left, placing your right elbow into your lap. Stack palm on top of palm, and just use the leverage that you have with your elbow in your lap to lengthen the spine and go a little bit deeper if you choose to. Good, and use your breath to help you. With every inhale, lengthen the spine, and then with every exhale, go a little bit deeper. Good. On your next inhale, come back to center. Yes. Okay. And from here, we'll do an overhead stretch. So come up, hands over your head. Simple stretch. I'll move a little bit to the right. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Perfect. Come back to center and lower down. We're going to place our hands in our lap, but this time we're going to take our left hand, place that on our right knee, and we're going to twist to the right. Good. So with every inhale, we lengthen the spine, get a little bit taller, and then with every exhale, we twist deeper to the right. Good. So we are here for 3, 2, 1. We come back to center. Good. This time, we place our right hand on our left knee. Inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, twist. Good. With every inhale, sit up tall. And then with every exhale, you can deepen into the twist. Good. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Then we come back to center. Perfect. All right. So come back to mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, goalpost not to the center. Good. Inhale up. Exhale out. Good. 2 more. Good. One more time, just like this. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to take a moment to slow things down even more. And we're going to find a comfortable seated position. You can sit with your legs loosely crossed. You can sit in your desk chair, however you feel comfortable. Just find a comfortable position. And then we'll close our eyes. And we'll just find a little bit more way to relax. All right. So from here, we're going to let our feet relax. Let our legs relax. Lift your hips up a bit and then lower them down. Let your abdomen relax. Let your hands and your arms relax. Lift your shoulders up a bit and then push them away from your ears. Let your jaw relax. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyes relax in their sockets. Relax your forehead. And let your whole body relax and just breathe here. And then you can begin to come back, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And you can open your eyes here and place our hands at heart center. Bring our thumbs to our forehead for kind thoughts and our thumbs to our lips for kind words. Thumbs to our heart for gratitude. And then we bow forward. And that's it. How do you guys feel after that? Just a nice gentle stretch for this morning. It's an early start. And it's
So
just
much
us.
more relaxed,
Yes, that's great. I love to hear that.
calmer.
Yes, definitely. That's something that you can take with you throughout the week or anytime during the week when you just want to slow down a little bit. You can do that last practice where you just relax your whole body and let yourself just breathe a little bit. Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. I just wanted to walk you guys through a couple of poses that you could do anytime. Um, and I guess if you have questions or if we can take those now. And I also just want to share my information with you guys. Do that there. That's in the chat. Um, and that's it. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. And yeah, sure. Mary, do you want to take questions or?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming. That's like amazing. I just love it. I'm going to share one last screen so you know
Okay.
how to, oops. Yeah, thank you. Oh, maybe I can't share my screen. Maybe make me host. Let's see. Ivory, you make me host again? Anyway, who knows? Okay. Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. We could send you our, our information. I just want to, I'm just really honored that you'd share your day with us, your morning with us. And I think, what Ivory did is just a great example of those little breaks that we can take through the day to kind of reset our nervous system. Because that is, again, that's the paradox of how the brain works. So if we really want to focus, we actually need to kind of take it away and rest it a little bit. Sometimes I like to think of it like a puppy, like it's something you have to care for. You can't assume it can take care of itself. We have to make sure that has a safe place to sleep, has good nutrition, has rest, has exercise, has socialization, has toys, so I think like sometimes we really have to just think of it's like everyone says it's an amazing computer and it is, but it also needs support. That's, I think, the paradox of it. And we have things we can do each day to take those little breaks and put in our week. So I'm hoping that you think of all of these, and I can send the recording from here. I usually will put it on my YouTube and send you the link so you don't need a lot of, room to save it, but you could just save that link. And then, use those exercises and the tips, because there are things we can do. And there's, I personally will think like, I have so much to do. I don't have time. I don't have time. There's no way I got to get this and that done. And I have a whole day of patience and I have this and that. But actually taking the time helps us. So that's the paradox, I'd say, of what our brain needs. And I think we can't always think it's an amazing computer. It also is an organ. It's a substance and it needs care, so that we can live fully in our gifts. So any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, I love this. So we can just, yeah, you can do these exercises anywhere. You're right. Like I'm thinking like I'm flying tomorrow. I could just do them right. Yeah. Right in as I'm waiting, or in the seat. No one, a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of free time in the airport.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Any questions, everybody? You good? Which one do you
Thank
think
you.
you'll
This is
try?
great.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
both like your all of your like tips with the flower and also the exercise. So easy and good stretching, like so
Right?
good like to
Yeah,
see
feels
like
good.
stretching and I like that you mentioned that is the paradox. I really like that because then it makes me remember, okay, if I want to focus more, I need to take a little break.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
just do because at some point you just feel like so tired and you can't concentrate anymore.
Right.
So yeah.
I think that's the message in the workplace is just go, go, go. But actually, I mean, I think it's very interesting. Even, Richard Boyatzis is the gentleman that wrote one of the books, that The Resonant Leader, it's called. And he said he literally was like writing a chapter for the book, and he didn't notice this huge thing that was happening in his house. Like someone was coming into a house and he didn't even notice. And he felt like stuck writing and things. And his wife was like, "Why don't you step away for a minute?" He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm writing about that." And he's not doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting that, it's not just a common message, I think. And I think it's nice
I
to know how to
agree.
work with our
Yeah.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, we all
Thank
have
you.
one. Everybody's got one. All right, everybody. Well, have a great day. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Reach
Bye,
Thank
out.
you.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank